Yeah, I'm not going to move the body. I'm over here. How's that sound check? I hear
Hello?
you good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I hear you very well.
Can you hear me?
Mitchell. Hotel. Echo. Lima.
Just take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Yeah, it's a sports show. Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not.
I want the people to know the setup. I want them to know what's going on. I want them to be, a part of the behind the scenes, if you will.
The behind the fronts.
See what it really takes in order to create
the
Sports Show, episode 296. Listen, Sports Show episode 296. Let's just do the rundown really quick. Follow us on the channel. Subscribe to it. Follow it. It's at Sports Show Podcast on the Instagram and on the YouTube. And this week, Amy, hey, come on.
Maybe.
Come on. We have the faces for radio. We need the people to see it. Also, Podbean, Spotify, Sports Show, Dimitri, Mitch, Dimitri, Mitch, Mitchitri.
Episode 296.
How's it going, partner?
Not bad. Yourself?
How about this weather?
Woo! It's just right when you think it's going to turn for the good. Nope. Snowstorm. 2024.
Dun, 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 dun. Happy March 1st. Hey, it's March? Oh, yeah, Calgary. I'm just going to remind you. About something. I'm in control. I am the captain now.
I'm the captain now, exactly.
Great
How's
movie,
your week?
by the way.
How you doing?
I'm not going to lie to you, Mitch.
Yeah, I think you're still a little...
The gears, listen, the oil is still a little cold. Okay?
Yeah.
The gears are a little rolling. I was with the other Dimitri.
Yeah.
Our friend over there.
Sure.
I was with the Kubaros.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. We got into it a little bit.
Yeah, did you?
And not fighting. We got into the cabinet.
Right.
A little bit of a slow start.
Uh-huh. Red or white?
Both.
I'm seeing the situation now.
We even did rosé.
Really?
We went through the whole...
So all three.
It was a rainbow of wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad at all. That's
yeah,
the way to
not
do
bad.
it.
You know what? It was good. He did Mexican night. Tostadas.
Excellent.
You know what?
Hey.
They were unreal.
I believe you.
Listen, there is something to be said about a guy who can crush the guacamole.
Right. Guacamole is a big play here.
It's a big play.
It's good for you, too.
Everyone thinks that they can make it.
Right.
But no one really knows how to execute
Listen,
it.
even if it's plain, when Tom Brady is an advocate, I mean, he'll eat it as an ice cream.
Really?
That's the way you go.
That's how he goes.
Yeah, you don't know about this?
The guac ice cream? No, I didn't know about
Dude,
that
he's
one.
guac everything.
Really?
Yes.
He stays away from tomatoes, does he not?
That's
Is
correct.
he like a nightshade guy?
That's right.
He gets rid of the nightshade.
It's bad for inflammation, apparently.
Oh, don't I know that?
Yeah.
Eggplants.
Yeah.
Tomatoes. Peppers.
Sure.
That's what they call it. They call them the nightshades. I think potatoes are in there too.
I think you might be right.
Inflammatory.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good. You're getting your full review today on the Sports Show. Mitch and Dimitri straight at you. Listen, it was a little bit of a slow week in sports. Like it was a regular hardcore week. Games were played. Things were done. Yeah. But, we try to bring the entertainment to the people.
That's
This is
what we're
we
trying.
do. So you know me. I was perusing the nets. And the one thing that came up, and I mean, it's sometimes I told you this on the phone real quick, the stars aligned for us. Last week, Yager had maybe one of the best retirement, jersey retirement things, parties that you've ever seen, right?
That's right.
He had that great joke with his girlfriend. The Penguin alum all showed up. Everyone was there. And then Chelios gets it the next week. Hey, when the Greeks say they're going to throw a party, we do it the right way. Mr. Yager, with all due respect, you're an amazing player. Maybe, as we say, maybe the GOAT. Maybe because of who you are as an all-round.
As a person.
But coming in hard from behind, like a horse race, is Mr. Chelios. Chicago decides, okay, it's been long enough. We need to make up. We're going to retire your jersey. You are an integral part of this community. You're huge. You're Greek. There's all these Greeks here. We got to do something. He goes, sure. Can I invite a few friends? Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, most of his teammates, shows up in a black caddy. Patrick Kane comes out of the dressing room to watch it. on the bench. Mr. Chicago number 2, maybe number 1, who knows? Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam, Dennis Rodman, and Cindy Crawford shooting from the center line and scoring.
Come on.
You tell me who's got a better retirement party now. Just saying.
Does she not have the greatest Pepsi commercial all time?
All time.
The greatest cola commercial, I think, actually goes to Cindy Crawford. Swing.
Oh, buddy, she's amazing.
Was Corey Perry at the...
Probably.
Was he...
He was there. He came in. He flew exclusive for the party. I mean, he was in Chicago for what? 30 games, right? He was there. Yeah. He deserved to be there, for sure. Yeah, no, but after watching it, I got to admit, like, dude, this guy, and by the way, Michael Jordan, I can't believe I didn't even bring him up. Bottom line, is there anybody that's more loved than Chris Chelios? Like, that's pretty impressive.
It's impressive in a lot of ways. What's impressive, about it is, look who's he loved and respected, because he puts the call in. Of course I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
But then Chicago, as a sports city,
right?
We forget during that time period, you have the Blackhawks, you have the White Sox, you have the Bulls. I mean, you got the Bears, whatever. They're okay.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're
but it's incredible. At one point in time, that little windy city over there, a lot of respect.
Oh, that's one place I would love to have gone and played. If I was like to be an athlete of any kind, that's the city I want to be in.
So, okay, is that your number one city?
Oh, 100%.
You play in Chicago over anywhere else?
I know it sounds crazy, but like New York, it doesn't. I've been to New York, and I don't know, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, Madison Square Garden and Yankee Stadium and blah, 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 all that stuff. Yeah, it would be a close second. LA and Miami, I mean, of course I love the beach and the hot weather. That's all nice. But Chicago, man, it's like in the middle of America. It's rich with history. Yeah. It's got it all. For me, it's Chicago.
See, I'm inclined to go New York and or Boston.
That's a good one. Boston's great too.
You know, and then really like right there, like the one that I put right above Chicago is. I think it's gonna pain me because I'm a Penguins fan.
Yeah,
but Philly,
really.
Philly would be a cool place to be somebody.
If you got a good person, you got to have a good personality.
That's what I'm saying,
right? You got to have, you can't take things hard. You got to be, and if you happen to be liked by the Philly fan, I mean, it's a mecca.
Come on.
I mean, they have a statue of an actor playing a boxer. in their city.
They have a broken bell.
It's broke. That they covet.
They covet the bell.
They won't even fix the bell.
What do you think they'll do for you if you bring home a championship?
I mean, a close third for me is Winnipeg.
I didn't want to have the home bias.
We'll get there.
Winnipeg's probably number one for me all time. If you say to me, honey, I know you love Los Angeles.
Right.
I know for a fact that you like being a king. And hey, those Lakers games, they're pretty good to walk into. Okay. Sure, we have Super Bowl champion. Like, I get it, the weather, but if we can make it in Winnipeg, we will go down in the annals of history.
Hey, listen, it's something to be said, right? I mean, you're walking down in Winnipeg, right? Walking into the arena. I mean, the chaos that would happen.
Capacity crowds.
Excuse me, sir. Are you part of the Bombers? No, I'm part of your Winnipeg Jets. Anyways, all right, let's get into it.
You're a little small to be a Blue Bomber.
That's what they said, but that's what pushed me.
Hockey?
So hockey, let's get into it. Listen, it's one of those, we said it last week, we are coming down to the nitty gritty. There's about 25 games left in the regular season. Your team's either in it, or they're fighting for it, or they're out of it. They're really no way around it, right? If you're in the bottom half, you're just waiting for this whole snowstorm and all that fun to happen. If you're in it, it's pretty exciting because good things are happening. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we told you there's a city over in the east, Toronto. Yeah, I know. The Morgan Riley. He ended up getting that 5-game suspension.
He got it.
But instead of it hurting them, and they were making all this hoopla, what are we going to do? We got no defense as it is. What are you guys taking our defensemen? Yeah, we took them, and they went on a 7-game heater. They get themselves nice, solid into that third place in the Atlantic. But the big question was they need a defenseman. They need a goalie. But they kind of showed everyone when the going gets tough, Toronto got going. And it helps that Austin Matthews now at 53 goals is doing his thing. The rest of the guys are starting to heat up. Does Toronto maybe not make a move at the trade deadline. Maybe they were just thinking they need a change, but they didn't need a change.
You know, sometimes it's not easy disciplining your child.
Yeah.
It's not easy telling them the right way of doing things.
Right.
But they come out better on the other side, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they? You know what? This just goes to show you, maybe they don't need to do anything.
Right.
Maybe they don't need to disrupt the ship. I mean, does the team overall need a little bit more? I agree.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta, as my perusing partner so eloquently puts it, ride the hot hand. So yeah, do they have the best D-court? No, they don't. Do they have the best goalie? No, they don't. But you know what? They're scoring. They're winning. Maybe you don't sacrifice enough right now. They're buyers. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
But you don't want to overextend yourself that far down because they still have some cap issues. They got some salary issues.
You know, they're one of those teams, Dimitri, and like a lot of other ones maybe. They're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't.
That's right.
Right now, I would say you guys, you know, when the adversity hit of Morgan Riley getting suspended, you guys banded together like a team should. You guys go on a nice heater. You guys are solidified. Like, it's pretty, unless you guys go on a crazy non-heater and you guys fall apart right now, you guys are good for the playoffs. Why not set everything up? Get it going. Go, hey, guys, remember, we got to do this. We got to do that. In a weird way, I wonder if all the hoopla with the Austin Matthews, like trying to get to 70, has taken the pressure off the entire team because they're all focusing on one guy and the rest of the team's able to kind of do their thing. If I'm Brad Treliving and I'm looking at some options right now, like who's out there and what should I get for him, 2 weeks ago, I would have said, here, take it all and go. Now that I see my team can do something, I'm like, you know what? There's always the offseason and there's always next year if I need to make a trade. But right now, I mean, Samsonov's playing pretty good. The defense is starting to do their little thing. The offense has been clicking. Their coaching seems to, like everyone, it seems like it's starting to mix nicely.
You know what? They're competing.
Yeah.
They're absolutely competing. Yeah. I don't know. I say leave it alone.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Come March 8th, literally in 1 week, Brad Treliving, I think he's going to do something for the sake of doing it. It just won't be a big splash because here's the thing.
Where do you sacrifice at this point?
Exactly. And with Tanev, who we really coveted and wanted, he's gone. He gets traded to Dallas. We'll talk about that in a second. But the point is like that thing you wanted is gone. So in a lot of ways, that pressure off Brad Treliving now too. Guys, I wanted him, couldn't get the guy I wanted. What's the use? Why should I take, the stuff off Amazon when I could go to the store? I wanted the thing from the store.
Great analogy.
And now I got to buy the
Great
second-hand
analogy.
thing. This is it. Speaking of making some moves, I heard about this the other day, and I thought it was brilliant. Look, in the NHL, we've said it once. It's kind of like the NFL. The running back and the goalie position are important, but they are one of those things that you don't have to hold on to too hard. For some reason, like last year, the Las Vegas Golden Knights showed everyone. You can just win with what you have. And fourth goalie coming into their system last year ends up winning the Stanley Cup with them, right? So what am I talking about? It's the Boston Bruins. Here's probably the best team over the last 2 years. Dare I say maybe the last 3 years. In the regular season, best team in hockey. You can't even almost deny it, right?
It's hard to deny it.
Exactly. They got 2 top-end goalies. They got the Swayman, who went to the All-Star game this year, and you got the Allmark, who won the Vezina and was up even for the Hart last year. Allman has taken a little bit of a back seat to the Swayman. So a little piece of me now, and a lot of people are talking, trade deadline, Boston's an older team. They don't have a lot in the cupboard. Why not trade one of these guys? One of them's already, both of them are 1A goalies, and they have to, solidify the thing. Do you get rid of one of the goalies to fill the pantry, or B, do you just keep it together because you need goaltending into the playoffs?
I'm going to tie it in very nicely.
Go ahead.
Boston. We love you over here. I picked you as one of my cities that I'd like to play. But I also compared you, Boston, to another city that I'd like to play too, and that's Philadelphia. Don't mess with it. Don't do it. This is Nick Foles and Carson Wentz all over again.
Oh, I see.
This is just don't. No bright ideas.
Right.
The grass is not greener. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not better sex on the other side. Let it go.
It could be.
It could be. No.
It might be.
One gets you there. One finishes the story. Let it go. Just let go. No. Don't touch it. Philly touched it. And what happened?
Look what happened. Now no one's anywhere.
They won a Super Bowl. And now
what? Jalen Hurts?
Don't do it. Let it go.
I'm on the fence with it. I got to
No.
be honest.
Let it go.
But I think you convinced me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
mess with the chemistry. You might be right.
Don't mess with it.
You know, it's kind of like a drink, right? Like, you know, you got that nice pour.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, it's just a little strong. I'll add a little extra water, and then you kill it.
Not everyone on the staff needs to be a manager.
That's right.
Not everyone needs to be a manager.
Well said.
Let them serve the tables. Let it go.
That's it.
It's okay.
I love what you're saying. Okay, with that being said, let me take you to the next scenario that I saw. You got Philadelphia and you got Nashville. Nashville right now is on a heater of all heaters.
Whoa.
I mean, the Flames, the Flames can't catch anything, right? Like, can't catch a win, can't catch a break, nothing, right?
That's right.
They're on a little heater, but when the team ahead of you is on a heater, it doesn't go.
The Predators.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a little embarrassing.
Well, here's the thing. This is kind of where my point is. The Predators this year had told their fans, their team, everyone, we're not expecting to go to the playoffs. Not our year to do it. We're rebuilding this thing, okay? Philadelphia, same thing. That's why they brought the Torts in, to break it all up. Well, would you know it, both teams are right now in a playoff contention. But both teams have players that they could sell for great returns.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, Nashville. Soros, their goalie. Everyone wants this guy.
Yeah.
Everybody. And why not? One of the best goalies in the league. If I'm Nashville and or Philadelphia, you're in a playoff contention right now, but your whole team and your community knows that you guys weren't supposed to be in this predicament. Do you take your chances, sell, and see where you end up at the end of the day? Because it could be a 2-for-1 special. You might still make the playoffs.
Right.
You got some guys that you got for the future. Or B, you do sell off these guys. You fall out of the playoff, but hey, the fans and everyone knew you weren't supposed to be there in the first place. What do you do?
Don't touch it.
Oh, you say don't touch it again.
Listen. You're on house money, you guys.
House money.
You are on house money.
Right.
No. Don't hit on 18. You're not. No bright ideas, Mitch.
Right.
You're overachieved. Let it go. You have stay the course. Stick to the plan. Don't get all hot shotty. We can make a splash.
Right.
Next year, you guys are gonna suck.
Yeah.
Let it go.
This is where I'm against my partner on this one. I'll tell you why. Philly, sell it all. If you end up, you're going to be good for it in the few years, and you're already showing the core of the team. You're not going to trade. You're going to trade some extra pieces you got, and you'll probably maybe still make it to the playoffs. I mean, there's only 20-something games left. How bad could you get in the last 20? Can't be that bad.
That's right.
Nashville, 100% sell Soros.
Do they?
You have such a big spread.
Do they breed goalies over there?
I don't know.
Do they have a petri dish? Like, instead of the draft, they're like, no, we're good. They have a lab. They're like, we need a goaltender.
The only thing they missed with Soros was height. They're like, glove hand.
Is his name Mitch?
Glove hand, good. Blocker, good. Skating ability is amazing. Okay, he's ready. Wait a minute. Why is he only 5'8"? What's that on? I thought you said 5'8".
He's apparently 5'11".
I am 5'11 and a half. But that right now, if I'm Nashville, you got a nice spread right now. You got a good lead. Why not? You'll win it all. I'm telling you. You'll get the money. You're making the playoffs. You're getting players. I say take your chances, Nashville. If I'm Nashville, take your chances.
What a greasy little team Nashville is.
They are. They're greasy.
That's a tough team.
And when they get when in the playoffs, you want to go against the Catfish? I don't want to go against the Catfish.
I don't want to do it.
I've said it once on this pod. I'll say it again. Second best home ice advantage. Vegas, it's number one.
It is
for the exterior. But Nashville is a very close second.
It's close.
Those guys can't help themselves when they get there. They're like, I gotta go to the Tootsies.
Don't we all?
Exactly.
Don't we all?
All right, one last thing here in the NHL. A couple of last things.
You talked about it. Are we doing? Where are you going?
What for? What the
next? Are we doing Dallas? Is that?
No. Well, you know what? I didn't really bring it up. Yeah, we'll talk about it real quick. Here's the
Give him the cup.
Calgary right now trades Chris Tanev. Everybody and their dog. And Chris Tanev, who's a stay-at-home defenseman. This guy blocks shots with his face sometimes. I've seen it.
He's a face blocker.
4-for-1 special. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is the league we're in now. Yeah. You're getting 4 guys, two draft picks, 1 active player, and they covet some money. It's not bad. The Flames, my opinion right now, are doing it right.
Conroy, you little goody two-shoes. You're fooling us all.
You're doing it.
You're fooling us all. And I bet he's sleeping with all their wives at the same time.
Hey, allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly. On this podcast, it's allegedly.
It's alleged.
It's
okay?
allegedly.
Listen,
Yeah.
enough about that.
What do you
okay?
think? What do you think? Did you like that trade? Do you think they could have got a little bit more? Do you think that was
Look,
good what they got?
What I'm starting to understand and how I'm going to base what Conroy's doing there with the Flames is what he's doing about everything.
Right.
Net result,
Yeah.
the Flames are a much better team. The way they're handling.
Hey.
Excuse me. They're handling business correctly.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you. They're handling business correctly. I do like it. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also love it for Dallas. Like, they give it to them.
Yeah. They're
In my opinion right now,
Yeah?
that's the Stanley Cup champion.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a bold take.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right there.
Wow.
As it stands right now, I had that sediment
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah, you were on them a little.
Okay.
That's
Now,
true.
I mean, that is going to be a tough team to play against.
Let me ask you this. If you like what Conroy did with Tanev and what he's trying to do with Hanifin and all that, what are your thoughts on Markstrom coming out going, he didn't really like how management was kind of like, fishing him out in the sea there a little bit. And it caused a little stir in the dressing room, meaning like, his game, he's still playing great. He's easily our best player. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
But he wasn't very happy with how they kind of,
Can I tell
threw
you
him
something?
out there. Yeah.
Let me tell you. Let me have a sip of my coffee.
Enjoy the coffee.
And then
Take a sip.
I'm going to tell you something.
I'll also sip. It's like a break. Yeah.
It's a nice sip.
Nice.
Good sip.
Good times.
I'm going to tell you something, all you players out there. I didn't like the way I was getting shopped around. Yeah, well, you know what? Your teams also don't like the way that you and your agents whine and complain to get more money and handcuff teams. So in my eyes,
Right.
shut your mouth.
I agree.
It's the business you're in.
It's it.
Just shut
Exactly.
up. Of course you're getting shopped around. This is professional sports.
That's right.
Okay? It's a high-priced slave trade. Okay?
Let's call it what it is.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, let's call it what it
You're
is.
getting paid millions of dollars to play the sport. And yeah, you know what? If your owner wants to trade you, he trades you.
He trades you. And if he wants to tell everyone about it, guess what?
He's
telling
shopping you
everybody about
around.
it. Yeah.
And if you're going to complain about it, fine. But don't complain when it comes contract time. Because you're going to turn around and be like, when your contract's over,
Yeah.
well, I don't like the fact that I don't want $8 million now. Come on now. Come on.
It's actually quite crazy. It really is. Like at the end of the day, you are a commodity. Let's call it what it is. You're an asset that other teams want. And so what's your boss supposed to do? How's he going to sell you if he doesn't tell the world about it, right? Like it is what it is.
It's the business you guys are in.
Yeah, it really
Come
is.
on now.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing here?
I agree. Well, speaking of business and hockey, I wanted to end the hockey talk with this. Bettman, he became, he's the commissioner, but he's also got to be daddy sometimes.
Ooh.
Shows up in Winnipeg and lays the smacketh downeth, if you will, on the whole Winnipeg, mostly the city of Winnipeg. Because, the reality is, here's a team that started off slow, wasn't getting the attendance.
Oh, my goodness.
Then all of a sudden, these guys go on a heater. Every analyst in the world is, some of them got them winning the Stanley Cup. A lot of people are saying Winnipeg is that good of a team that they will be in the cup of some kind. And the fans kind of come back, but now that they're good and they're solidified, and with 20-something games, the fans are kind of going backwards again. They're going, we'll be here for the playoffs. We'll white out this place like we do every year, blah, blah. But the reality is you got the Winnipeg Jets having a big problem with season ticket sales.
Yep.
So here's the thing, Dimitri. We've said it once. We'll say it. Out of the 296 shows we've done, who do you blame here? Do you blame the team? Do you blame the fans? Or do you blame the league?
No. Listen, you're going to blame the fans all day, every day. I'm going to say a couple of three things over here, man.
Yeah.
You all wanted the Jets back. We want the Jets. We want the Jets. Well, the Jets came back.
Right.
And now you don't want to watch them? You don't even want to go and support? You're having trouble in season ticket sales? I mean, careful what you wish for. And I'm going to tell you who the collateral damage of this.
Yeah.
The worst part is that Canadian hockey as a whole, suffers, okay, from a relocation. But you guys are really destroying Quebec.
Yeah.
Okay? Or a second Ontario team. Or a third, I should say, rather. But you guys are, when I say second, I mean, the talks of Hamilton. I should say second Toronto
Second
team.
Toronto team, yeah.
You guys are killing it for them. Because now Bettman's going to be like, whoa, why the heck would I bring the Nordiques back if this is the sample size? Because it's just going to happen again. So, you know what? In my opinion, threaten to pull the plug.
Well, it kind of was threatened slightly if you read between the lines.
Yeah, but he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
At all.
But this is where I actually blame the league. Listen, we've all been in relationships before. We've all dated that girl that we all really liked, and things were great at the beginning, and everything was fun and exciting. Then something happened. You break up.
Or get married.
Or it's not the truth. Then you get, you break up, and then all of a sudden, you're out one night with your boys, and you see her again. You're like, you know what? Things are going to be different this time. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. You know why? Because it's going to come up again. Oh, do you remember that time when we went over to my sister's house and you said this? Guess what, Winnipeg? You knew that, and to Dimitri's point, the fans already showed you, League, that they weren't interested the first time. They were, but they weren't. And now you bring them back, and you guys thought it was going to be different? Why? Because you got a billionaire owner that's going to be there, and he's like, I'll take it. He's been a great owner. But the guy, guys, it was so inevitable. Now there's talk about you guys going back to Atlanta. Are you guys all crazy? Going back to Quebec? You don't go back. Why do you go back? It makes no sense.
Mitch, this is where Canadian hockey fans, if we really want to think that we're the greatest fans on the planet, then why don't we start acting like it?
Well, that's a good point.
Okay, why don't we start acting like it? Because outside of, Vancouver ain't going anywhere. I don't like Vancouver, but I'll say this, the fans, you might be the best fans in Canada.
Yeah, okay. Edmonton fans pretty tough, man.
Okay.
And Toronto fans good.
So, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Montreal.
Yes.
No, Toronto. Toronto. The thing with Toronto is they have so many corporate, they have corporate sellouts.
That's good.
I question the Toronto fans.
I see what you mean. Yeah, okay? I get what you're saying.
But you're at Edmonton, okay.
But it's expensive too, Dimitri.
But
That's
even Edmonton. Right. Even Edmonton sometimes.
Right.
When they don't have the marquee player,
that's a good point.
They weren't full
they
either.
Turn on them quite often.
So we're gonna sit here and be like, hockey's Canada's game. We're the best fans of all time. Blah 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 blah. But we don't. Ottawa, we're looking to sell because you can't get people in the room in the nation's capital.
Right.
Winnipeg can't even on the way back. You can't even commit. It hasn't even been 2 decades. Has it even been a decade? I can't even remember. Quebec. Can't stay. But what else? Calgary almost out twice.
Yeah, that's a good point. And who knows? Maybe a third time.
Maybe a third time. Now,
exactly.
You guys, you know what? Enough of this. Winnipeg, excuse me, move over. Get to Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
that's a province that will treat their team right.
You're right. You know what? I'm dead. See, I agree 100%. As you bring it up,
Regina Pats,
absolutely right.
I love you.
Yeah,
I love you, but move over for a sec.
Yeah,
and forget all this nonsense. Start going to places where they're actually going to stay. I'm to the point, Mitch.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm to the point where it's better to put a second Toronto team anywhere else and build a rivalry that way. Enough. But Canada be like, oh, we're such great fans. No, we're not.
No, we're not. No,
we're not.
It's already shown. So the Olympic. It's funny this was not in my notes, but I was watching a little TSN the other day. And me and Dimitri have been saying this from day one, or at least for the last couple of months. Right now with the Olympics around the corner, a lot of people are like, oh, who are the top 5 teams? They had the Czech Republic or Czechia, whatever they're going by this week, Finland, Sweden, and then they had Canada second, and who's number 1? It's USA. Bottom line, guys, Dimitri is 100% correct. We are not doing a great job of supporting our teams. We're not.
No.
And when Winnipeg has to be warned again, and they have the second smallest arena at 15,000 people, it should not be that hard to fill this place. For a city also, you have the Bombers that you support, and they're good, and just hockey. It's not like you guys are supporting, like we said at the beginning, a Chicago where you got, where you kind of have to decide as a family, are we Bulls fans? Are we Blackhawk fans? Are we Cub fans? Are we White Sox fans? You got 2 choices. And guess what? You can have both because CFL tickets aren't killing you. You know what I mean? So you got 2 good things. Shame on you. Shame on you, but shame on the league. I'm a big advocate of you guys went back to something you knew that didn't work. They saw the money. They saw a billionaire owner that wanted to put a team where they knew they should have shopped it to him going, hey, there's Houston. There's Houston. Why not Houston? And he's like, no, I want Winnipeg. He wanted Winnipeg because he knows Winnipeg. He's from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
This is their head office. I get it. But you really should have convinced them, sir, look at the numbers. You're a numbers guy, sir.
I'm a numbers guy.
Take a look at Mr. Thompson. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't blame the league because the league was catering to all the whiners. And here's the sad thing.
Right.
People listening be like, what is Dimitri talking about, Canadian fans? What's Mitch talking about? We're great fans. Really? If the Arizona Coyotes are better than you in a smaller arena at the box office,
Exactly.
you guys don't come and argue that stuff to me.
Exactly.
And if you think that Gary Bettman wants to always pull teams out of Canada, no, he doesn't.
Of course he doesn't.
The guy is what that guy has done to actually keep teams in Canada is more than anything that they've ever tried to do in the U.S. Okay, so my argument is this: no Canadian team will ever have a problem moving if people are there to see it.
Right.
But when you're coming in and it's 4,000 people in Winnipeg. They can't even put the camera on the stands because they're that embarrassed.
Well, some people.
And by the way,
COVID's
fan, hold on. Yeah. By the way, idiot fan, when you go to those games and you buy your ticket for the second level and you're staring at the first bowl,
right?
And no one's showing up, move.
Yeah,
what are you still doing up there? Well,
it's the principle. It's the principle.
Well, hold on, Shannon. We paid for these tickets and we're going to stay right here because that's the right way of conducting business. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's the same guy that says to Shannon, you know what? It is the third period. Maybe we should. You could have been there in the first.
Well, hold on. I know you need to leave, but there's a lot that could happen in the last minute of each game. I know it's 7-3, but you know.
You never know.
You never know. That's the thing. You know, when Selaney was here, he was popping goals.
And Howard Chuck.
Yeah, Dale. Yeah, Howard Chuck. That's right.
He came into the office one day.
There was that French guy, Pierre Turguian. That Pierre Turguian, he was good too.
He was all right.
I remember him. You know that Selaney used to take off his glove and shoot it.
He'd shoot it.
You know, the hot hand.
He'd pretend it was a duck.
Honey, there's literally fifth row right at the center line. Should we go down? Hold on,
the usher's actually waving at us to come down.
Shannon, 1 second. Okay, that's a ruse. They're baiting us.
They're baiting us.
Someone paid for those tickets, and it wasn't us. And what's right is right.
That's right.
No, I'm sorry.
That's good. All right, last thing of the NHL, real quick. Dimitri, I got to ask you, you're the biggest Penguin fan I know.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. I saw this on the Mount Mitchmore. A lot of people are saying they have the best, they got Crosby, Lemieux, Malkin, Jagger. But I want you to rank them 1 to 4. I want you to give me who are the best of those 4 names. Give me it to me in 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Holy smokes! I'm
curious.
This is a tough one.
Yes, it is.
Lemieux's number 1.
Oh, really? Over the Crosby?
Yeah, Lemieux's number 1. Wow. You know what? If you go back and you really see what that guy did,
right,
and how he did it,
sure.
I mean, there's an argument that he's number 1 all time.
Mm-hmm.
Goat over Gretzky.
Mm-hmm. No, but go on.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying in the period we played, buddy. The guy had Hodgkin's back surgeries. Hey. You know,
it's called training off season.
Yeah, that he never
did.
So I go Lemieux number 1.
Yeah. Really? I'm surprised. Actually.
You know, I'm conflicted with the Yager. I really, really am. But I will say number 2, it goes Crosby, because I actually think he's the most talented player thus far.
Yeah.
Right? Until maybe McDavid does his thing. But look, man, 3 Stanley Cups.
I know.
I mean, the way the guy plays the game is unbelievable. Forehand, backhand. He might be one of the best centers ever.
Right.
Maybe the best center ever.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
And then I got to go Yager than Malkin.
Malkin for sure is 4th. This is where I was so conflicted to hear your side of it. I mean, as a Penguin fan that you are, I'm surprised I thought you were going to go Sidney, Lemieux, then Yager. I would personally put Yager. Yeah, Yager's got to be 3rd, but I'd put Sidney 1st. I mean, Lemieux, you're right. I mean, the guy is amazing and everything like that you said, all the accolades. But Crosby's Crosby, man.
Yeah.
Crosby really is. I mean, look at him now. He's still going, still making they're not going to make the playoffs, but if they somehow were to or did, it's all because of him. Malkin's gone. No, he's playing, but he's not playing. I don't know where he is.
You know what? The Penguins, they do got some games in hand. There's a path to victory there, but it's going to be tough because the problem is no one anticipated Philadelphia to do so well.
Agreed.
In the Met. But look at how volatile. I still say the Metropolitan Division, to me, is always the toughest division in hockey.
Sure.
Those teams, look who's out of the playoffs. Jersey, Pittsburgh, Washington, and the Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like when you look at the rosters, I mean, look where Jersey was, Jazzy. Look where they were last year.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, this is crazy, you guys.
Yeah.
That's a tough,
tough
entry into the playoffs.
Agreed. I would debate you a little bit on if it's the toughest division because they're also close. I think travel is one of the things that we tend to forget about.
You're right, but where I go with it, Mitch, you're okay from that, yes, but a lot of star players flock to that division because think of where you're playing.
Agreed.
You get your New York, you get your both New Yorks, you get your Jersey, your Pittsburgh. Like that's a nice, desirable franchise to play, and they always have stars at some point in time.
Agreed. I agree. It's where the NHL superstars should be. I do agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, it's finally here. It's the Sports Show Power Ranking brought to you by Sinatra's. It's the Flop Kind of Pizza 403-455-4222. 15% off. And by the way, I was talking to Brother Nick. It's working. It's working. I can't believe it. It's working. That's all I'm saying.
Brings a tear to my eye.
I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for us too. And I'm happy for that one person that's used it so far.
Give it to us, Mitchell.
Keep going. At number 5, it's Nashville. They're on a heater. They're playing well. And listen, this is a team. I said it earlier. Maybe sell off and you still make it. It's a win for everybody. Nashville, you're in at number 5. At number 4, it's Dimitri's powerhouse and Stanley Cup champ, the Dallas Stars. Still number 1 in the Central, doing their thing. And I mean, they got Colorado and Winnipeg on their ass, and they're still beating them.
Watch them.
And now Chris Tanev. Ooh. At number 3, hey, they moved a couple of spots back. It's the Vancouver Canucks. Still the best team in the NHL, but Vancouver at number 3. At number 2, I talked about them earlier. It's Toronto. They went on a heater. They've solidified. They might be molding into what people want them to be. And let's call it what it is. Earlier, we cut down Canada fan. Canada needs Toronto to do well in the playoffs.
Yep.
They need everyone to do well, but Toronto is the key to the whole thing. And at number 1, and it's their first time, and I have a feeling they're going to be running it for a little while.
Acknowledge them.
It's the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, baby.
Number 1.
Yeah, baby.
Sam Reinhart, Kachuk, Bobrovsky, Barkov. Guys, this is the team to watch. And that Nick Cousins, the dirtiest player in the game right now.
Woo!
When Brad Marchand is looking at you going, hey,
relax.
what are you doing over there? I'm telling you, watch out.
Everyone's always got the dirty cousin.
Isn't that the truth?
All right.
Yeah. All right. I was going to talk a little NBA. We'll do it another time. Off to the NFL real quick. Look, I want to just bring this up. The Chicago Bears are, you hate them more than I do.
Yeah.
I hate Minnesota more than you do. But it's the same.
We meet in the middle.
We meet in the middle, exactly.
You know, the Detroit really suffers in our little divisional squabble,
Isn't that
don't they?
And Detroit's here to stay for a little while, and so is Green Bay. But with Chicago doing so bad over the last few years, they found themselves in a position where they got the number 1 draft pick. And here's the problem. Chicago doesn't know what to do, and I kind of understand their scenario. Yeah. They got Justin Fields, who came out of Ohio State. This guy was coveted to be the next big thing. Didn't start off that way. Even on this podcast, I know for sure I've cut him down left, right, and center.
Beginning of the season, we lamb-basted this
absolutely.
guy. Why does the lamb get the basting?
Why? Well, you got to baste the lamb.
You do, but to get lamb-basted,
right,
out of all the bastings.
True. That's a good point.
Poor lamb.
Yeah. So Justin Fields went on a heater towards the end of the season, started playing really well, doing his thing, and now Chicago's in a predicament where they're like, okay, do we go for that number 1 draft pick, who happens to be, and everyone's talking about, and the combine's going on as we speak, in Caleb Williams, who won the Heisman last year, didn't win it this year, but won it last year, but everyone's saying he's going to be the number 1 draft pick? Or do they keep Justin Fields, trade, and then maybe for the number 2, and then pick up the other Ohio State superstar in Marvin Harrison Jr., wide out, who could really help this team? Dimitri, if you're the GM for Chicago, and you never know, it could happen. What would you do in this situation? What do you do in this predicament?
I hope they really screw this up. And the way they're going to do that is by drafting the QB. Look, I don't think that Fields has really gotten a fair shake.
Yeah.
Overall in the organization. And I don't know why you would want to take a chance at quarterback when you have something you can work with here. The quarterback position actually isn't really Chicago's problem.
Right.
There's a lot of deficiencies in that team. I think you trade that number 1 pick and you get the farm for it. Because you could set up your franchise quite a bit. Look, you guys, you are in a division
Right.
where you got a guy in Green Bay who's the quarterback now, and he sat on the bench for 3 years.
Right.
And there's a team around him he can perform. You got a guy that just couldn't cut it out in LA, for example, and it just wasn't working out. And he's not even a great quarterback. I'm talking in golf, and
Right.
look where the Lions got to.
That's true.
Okay, so you guys, you have the QB.
Right.
Your bread and butter as a team has always been your O and defensive line. You're the smash mouth defensive Ditka Bears. I don't understand why all of a sudden everyone thinks you need to draft a Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's right there, you guys. Don't take the chance. And he's young, but at the same time, they might have screwed him up so bad that he might have to go.
Yeah, I
for
hear
himself.
what you're saying. Yeah, it sounds. So I saw some reels the other day where he was jumping around in his kitchen. It sounded like maybe there's a conversation or something with Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. There's a team that needs a quarterback. He would fit nicely, I think, in an Atlanta system. But here's if I'm the GM of Chicago, I'm going to throw a couple scenarios. Okay, scenario number 1, you trade him to Atlanta, get their draft pick, and you end up, whatever. You got something, you get something, but you've lost your quarterback now. Okay.
Right.
Or you're gonna put Caleb Williams in start of him, but you got a couple of, you're gonna get something in return for him, is where I'm going with it. Okay, you got that scenario. Scenario number 2 is you keep him, you trade like with maybe Washington, who's at number 2, who's thinking of going after the North Carolina guy or another quarterback. And then at number 2, you get your wideout. So now you got Justin Fields in the wideout. Or here's an idea. I'm just throwing this out there. Because quarterbacks don't, and a lot of players that get drafted first overall, they're going to get their salary. They're going to get their minimum.
Yep.
And they're getting their bonuses. But they're not going to be paid like superstars until 5 years later. Okay? This is where the NFL exceeds in this. Why not just grab them and put them on the bench like you said? Is he going to learn a lot off Justin Fields? I don't know, but wouldn't you just want to take him off the board? Isn't the whole, like when you play fantasy, sometimes you just grab a guy to take him away from the guy that's picking next.
Yeah, man.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's wrong with putting Caleb Williams? You pick him, and you know what he's going to do? Caleb's got this little attitude. He might turn around and go, I demand to be traded right. Sure, we'll trade you in a minute. We'll see what you get.
Did you watch the Manziel podcast, by the way?
I saw some of it.
When you talk about like throwing into the Lions den.
Yes.
I mean, you guys, we're looking at people that the NFL, man. It's people need the quarterback so fast, and I get it, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to curate it. They just assume like, okay, well, you should be able to jump in this league and get going. That doesn't happen.
Well, if you take Caleb Williams, if you get rid of Justin, you bring in Caleb. To me, you're kind of getting that same guy.
Yeah,
like they're both agile,
100%.
they can run. So why wouldn't you want to keep the guy that has been around, seen it, has been lambasted, has been, as we said, like he's already molded in. Caleb could be an absolute disaster, and to think that he wouldn't be. Guys, how many times have we seen a first-round draft pick fall apart?
Oh,
too many times.
Too many times.
So why do we automatically think this kid's going to be a superstar? You said it, Johnny Manziel. The guy's apparently Toronto Argonauts might pick him up. I don't know if you saw this.
That's
report
amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. But he's not playing football now. Now he's an entertainer. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're getting him for his name. I mean, Jamarcus Russell. Remember this guy? This guy. Oh, he can throw 70 yards from his knees. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
How's that going for you?
So can Lisa Ann.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. It's just I think it's fun. I think it's exciting.
We gotta roll here, Mitch.
Of course.
We gotta
We're gonna
roll.
go. Here we go.
Okay.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Rapid Banter. The Arizona Coyotes didn't win a single game in February, and they even got an extra day out of it. Pack it in, boys, or just sign Kessel, please.
Still better than Winnipeg.
LeBron James was in the media last week for ripping people on X about his son and how he plays basketball. Dad, you're embarrassing more. Get him, Dad. Get him.
Play better.
Play better is right. Christian McCaffrey and Travis Kelce were seen hanging out with each other the other day in Malibu. Awkward or, no, man, our girlfriends are just friends.
Was the fix in?
If I told you Travis Kelce and Gronk were the same age, would you believe me?
No.
They are. A couple from Kentucky that met at a gas station years ago got married in one last week. Regular or unleaded?
Premium. Is it the same gas station that they... No? Okay, just wondering.
Yeah, good question. I looked into it, actually.
Just wondering.
So funny you say that. The NBA is going to review as they think the game may have been tilted too much towards offense. Foul, not foul.
Is there ever any defense anymore?
211 points in the All-Star game.
Huh. Interesting.
Maybe. Let's look into it, Marv. Let's look into it.
Oh, well, hold on.
Last thing. If you're a guy and you walk into a sporting goods store or a Home Depot, which one is more treacherous for your pocketbook?
You know what? It's the Home Depot.
It really is.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's the Home. You can't walk out with a hat at the Home Depot.
No.
You're walking out with, honey, we bought new floor tiles.
Yeah, it's true.
I got a barbecue.
And don't you feel like you could just do it all when you're there?
Do you not peruse every aisle?
Every aisle.
It doesn't even matter.
No.
Like, I'm not buying anything, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go look at the Makitas.
Yeah. I'm just going to, dude, how many times I've picked up drills and all this stuff going, I'm going to get all this. And then I'm like, I literally am 5 feet away from the till. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's $846.
It's not even the money. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a trades guy. I thought I
a
was.
miter saw.
What am I mitering? Miter saw. All right.
Honey,
we're
we
off
need this.
We're off to Maga Malaka. We talked about it before. It's the Winnipeg Jets. Look, you got two sales guys here. You guys need some season tickets? We got ideas. We're going to help you. It's Maga Malaka. How to sell season tickets.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Lock the doors. Maga or Malaka. Supply or demand.
MAGA.
You know what I'm
Create
saying?
it.
Create it.
Short-term pain, long-term gain.
This is it. You don't want to support us? Fine. We'll win the cup without you.
Yeah.
This parade, just us. Just us. No one.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
How about swag? Free swag.
Who doesn't like free swag?
And you know what? I know a lot of people are going, hats and shirts, that's expensive. No.
Pens.
Little pens or squishy toys or all that
Pins.
stuff. Pins.
Yeah.
Swag is the way to go.
Swag is the way.
You want to fill those seats? Swag. How about bus shuttles? You know, I don't know how far. Apparently, it's in the downtown core and people are nervous. So maybe local communities band together. The bus shuttle.
I think the bus shuttle is something that's not utilized enough for sports teams. I say
so.
MAGA.
MAGA it is. How about, because a lot of people are complaining that Winnipeg's downtown is a little rough.
Yes.
Free mace. Free mace. Maga or Malaka.
You know what? I don't know if that's so. I'm going to go Malaka because that could turn bad in the stadium.
It could, but
They might-
with the emblem on it, I'm just saying.
Listen,
it markets itself.
I agree, but here's the thing: the Winnipeg fans might actually mace their own team.
Right. Here's something that legitimately did come up. This is a legit problem that Winnipeg. So Winnipeg management was charging fans that wanted to transfer their tickets. So if I had season tickets and I want to give you a pair, they were charging me to send you the ticket. And a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean? I'm your season ticket holder. I can't give my ticket to Dimitri? That's silly. How about allow the free transfer? MAGA or Malaka?
MAGA. It should be a free transfer.
It should be.
Yeah.
Two more. Here we go.
Jetcoin?
This, I think, is something that we all tend to forget. We all have them in our office somewhere, even though we're all on the internet. It's the calendar. Player calendar.
Programs and player calendars should never go away in any sporting event.
And
MAGA.
No shirts, just their shorts and the stick like this. You know what I mean? What do you think? I mean, everyone's buying it.
Everyone's going to buy it.
It's a great stocking stuffer.
Who's Mr. April?
Exactly. Last one, calendar, but of the players' wives.
Oh, hello.
Hey, it's a community. Everyone's got to help.
Everyone's got to help.
This is what I'm saying. I got to be honest. I'm a sucker for this. I love seeing who these guys are dating.
Here's the thing.
Or married to.
That calendar is only for the fans.
What? Exactly. It's exclusive for the season ticket.
Only for the fans.
I like what you're saying.
Only fans for sports teams? I mean, okay.
Did you just do it?
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. You know what? We've had enough fun here. Okay, we've had enough fun. Listen, if sports teams started doing OnlyFans, like I'm telling you right here, right, Travis Kelce, come on. You want to see some pigskin?
Hey.
It's called Downloads. But we thank you for being the only fans of the Sports Show.
Sports Show.
Episode 296. Let's just cut to the chase. Follow us on all the channels. You know where they are. At Sports Show Podcast, blue and white logo. Listen to us wherever you're streaming your podcasts. At the end of the day, 296, one for the books. Got to shove it in the locker. We got to hit the showers. We got to do the wrestling show. We got to do the Greek show. We got to do that show.
This is just the appetizer to our day.
Little
calendars. I'm telling you.
only for the fans.
What about you get Batman like this? No shirt.
A no-shirt Batman.
Hey, everyone's got to help.
Listen, I think if you had a Batman calendar, people would buy it. You're right.
Damn right they would.
You're right.
Fine.
Just skates, a Speedo,
Boom.
and like a thing of cash.
Exactly.
Just a briefcase of cash.
See, a lot of people are going to meme that, right? They're going to make fun of him. Why let
not?
you do it?
Why not?
The joke's on you.
I think commissioners take their job too seriously sometimes.
Way too serious.
I think they should have a little fun with it.
Hey, Goodell, you listening? Yes, I'm just saying.
Like if I'm Goodell, I'd be shotgunning beers.
Hey, Ambrosi from the CFL. You hear me?
Who?
I saw him on TSN last
They
night.
have a commissioner?
Yeah, Ambrosi. He's great. Hey, you know what? That's a thankless job. He's not getting paid, is he? Is there money?
There's no way he gets paid.
It's like it's like the condo board.
He just gets compensation for free meals. Yeah, being the commissioner of the CFL, it's a volunteer position. Honey, we're going to get paid. At least we're not podcasting.
Exactly. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
okay. You know what? That was just a
Wait,
cheap
that
shot.
was a low blow.
She don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to win this. But freedom is so now.
W, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.
I be locked in.